I did some experiments on a hidden rose mani, and this is how it came out. I started with the clear jelly stamper. I love this plate. It has skulls on it and crowns and roses and everything little gothic-y and swirly. I love this plate. It's one of my favorites from Clear Jelly. We have UNT Peel Off Base Coat, Sinful Colors Blacklist, Believe Beauties Duchess. Love this color. We're going to talk about this more later. And Bam White from Maniology. I am an affiliate for Maniology and Clear Jelly Stamper. Same code, JILLIE10 for 10% off. What I'm going to do is go in with Blacklist as a base coat on all of the nails. Blacklist from Sinful Colors is one of my favorite black polishes. It is very easy to make this a one coat polish. It dries to a matte finish on its own naturally, but when you put a top coat on it, it is the most juicy looking, beautiful black. Look, it like almost looks like leather. So here's what it kind of looks like matte, dried up, and then we're going to use Such Feet as a top coat because that one is also very shiny and beautiful. Do make sure that you cap the edges with that one because it can pull back from the tip of the nails. Shrink, that's the word I was thinking of. It shrinks back, but look how stunning this is top coated. That black is beautiful, and it's normally a one coat black. That's all I'm saying. Love it. So I'm going to grab 2 or 3 rose images here. This is an experiment. This is not really what I would call like a manicure design that I would wear, but I saw Kirsty Meakin do this with gel polish, and I wanted to see if I could recreate the effect with regular nail polish. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to stamp down white on top of these. These are the bases for the rose. So Clear Jelly Stamper is normally layered plates. So you will have to do multiple steps when you're stamping with them, but it's kind of neat because it gives you a lot of control for different looks. My dogs keep trying to wrestle this morning. They're making me crazy while I'm trying to film this voiceover. So I'm going to go through and basically mask out these designs in white. Why do you do that, you say? Well, because we need the red to show up. And if you just paint red on top of black, you get no colors. So we're going to mark everything out in white first. I picked 3 different designs, 2 that are bigger, kind of bolder, and 1 that's thinner. I love that little tiny rose. It's one of my favorites on this plate. And then I'm going to top coat everything. I will say this. The more you can top coat this in between layers, even if you do a couple of top coats in between layers, the better I think this would look. I only had time to do a couple because it is a lot of dry time. When you start adding in all those extra top coats, it's a lot of dry time. Now what we're going to do is go in and grab the outlines of the flowers and stamp those in the middle so that you can actually tell it's roses and not just oddly shaped white blobs. And it can take a minute to kind of line this up to make sure that it's in the correct place and looks really nice. But it's worth it. Look how pretty that is. Now if you like white roses, top coat that and run. The cool thing about this design too is as long as you use a jelly polish, you could do this in whatever colors you wanted. The darker the better because it won't show up over the black. So like blues, purples, reds, deep like jewel tone dark colors. You should be able to get this to work with any of those. And if you don't know how to make jellies, I do have a video. It was a fairy video. I'll try to link it around this time at the top so you can go back and see how I made it. But long story short, I buy Wet n Wild polishes, the clear ones, and then just use other polishes and put droplets in there and test it till you get it to the color you like. It's really easy to make your own too if you don't have them. And the Wet n Wild top coats are only like $1.10 or something on their website. And you can usually catch them on sale. So now I'm going to grab Duchess and just go ahead and paint it over the whole nail. So all my top coat layers have dried and Duchess goes on top in the red, and look at that. It just kind of makes the roses fade into the background just a little bit. Now, there are some things that I would change looking back on this. I only put 1 coat on. I only did 1 coat because I was afraid if I put another coat of the red on top that it would not show up for camera purposes. I think you need to do 2. Do 2 coats of red because I think it was still a little too bright on this. But again, I wanted to make sure that you could see it in the thumbnail and that you could see it on film. I didn't want it to get too dark. But if you look at the one with the little designs where it was much finer, that one's harder to see. But in person, when you just turn your nail a little bit, you're like, oh, there's a rose on it. And it completely did the hidden rose thing. So I definitely think if you're going to use bigger, wider designs like these kind of fatter rose clusters and things, you need to do 2 coats of the red. But if it's a very thin design, 1 coat works so nicely. And that index finger looked better than the bigger roses as far as being hidden. I really like this one. Really like I want to experiment some more with this. Maybe around Valentine's Day or something I'll do some more hidden roses. But I thought it came out really cool. I love the black with the sèche vide on top. It looks thick and juicy and just absolutely gorgeous. Let me know what you think below and if you're going to check this out. And as always, there's a playlist for you to check out. Please give it a look. I appreciate you watching. Bye bye.